GloryDaze. The best of Morning Glory with PJ and Jim on Radio Nova.
With InsureMyVan.ie, the van insurance specialists. See how much you can save at InsureMyVan.ie.
Shove it up your hoop. Shove it up your hoop. Say testing. Testing the microphone.
My favourite part of the whole podcast actually is PJ not knowing when I hit the record
because
button.
You're a sneaky bastard. You just turn it on. I'm over here talking to myself, and the next thing...
What sort of a way is that to talk to your best mate? You're a sneaky bastard. That's no language to be using. And in front of all the people and all and everybody anyways.
You listen to me, you sneaky bastard. We wouldn't be best mates if you weren't one.
Come here. I do love that though, because PJ wanders over, because for some reason he records the podcast at a different microphone than he uses for the radio show, right?
Because I feel like I need to stand up and I can't with the other.
And so he wanders over, and then as a result then he's kind of not really aware. Well, to be honest, what am I fucking saying? He's never aware of anything I'm doing when the radio show is on.
Thank you very much, true story.
But he's never aware when I start the actual podcast. So you don't really know what the intro is going to be.
I honestly don't know.
What was it, sticking up your hoop? Was that?
I don't know what you're talking about. That's not recorded. It wasn't me.
Now listen, we're doing this today. As you know, we tend to do it on a Friday when we finish doing the actual radio show. And this is going to be a pox of a Friday.
It's going to be a pox. It's the worst. It's apoplectic or apocalyptic. Or whatever that word is, that means it's the end of the world. It's absolutely derangous out there at the moment.
All right.
Rain all day. It's one of those, it's like, we've had a couple of those recently. I got absolutely drenched last night as well. You're riding the bike home from Dundalk to Dublin in the middle of the night. You know, in the middle of the night.
What are you doing up in the middle of the night when you have to get up early?
I was telling stories and all. You know, I do those things. I do events now. I do a lot of them actually, corporate events and sort of events where you go and you tell everyone about, I was once a very mentally ill person. Now look at me, a shining light of humanity. You know, I do a lot of these things when I'm in my serious person mode.
Right.
But unfortunately, my physical health suffered.
Come here. Have you ever done one, right? Have you ever rocked up to talk to people about, I'm very serious now. I've been depressing myself now for a little while to get ready for this. I'm about to deliver my views, my insight in the world of mental health, and you're there ready to deliver your very serious kind of reflections on your experiences, and somebody shouted up, "It's the worst fucking gig I've ever been at. Tell us a joke, will you? When does the funny stuff start?"
Do you know any magic even? Yeah, thankfully that hasn't happened.
In fairness, if you see PJ Gallagher, the name PJ Gallagher, the immediate assumption is...
It used to be comedy.
Yeah.
Now it's... he's going to go on and all about the depression and everything. That's the change. But you're right, here's what it's never been quite as blunt as you said, right?
Right.
But here's something that has happened, like many times since I started doing this, right? So I get up and I do... Here's the story of, this and this, the hospitalisation and the survivalisation and all that of the whole situation. And then that goes on for about 45 minutes, right? And you tell the whole story, and you're a huge feature in that story. We need some comic relief. And the comic relief part is, when you had to be here on your own for 3 months and tell lies about where it was and how unfair that was on you, and then at the end I actually felt mentally better than you did, and you are still working, so there's all that section in it. But then it gets to the end, and at the end it's like, right, we've done 45 minutes of this now, we've been talking very serious stuff, life and death stuff, like, literally, and then I go, is there any questions? And then someone puts up their hand and go, yes, to the woman there in the red jacket, and she'll stand up and go, do you remember when you did Jake Stevens and all? As you were on O'Connell Street, and you say, tell us.
Come here. What did George Hook say when you?
Yes, exactly, and that has happened loads of times.
Oh no!
Or something like that. It's not a question, more just an observation. I used to look. You remember in the Younger Founders and all, and the two lads took a slash on your leg. That was gas. Just wanted to say that. I'm like, thank you very much.
Yeah, sorry, just out of curiosity, like, was anybody listening to Ant I said?
Yeah. Thank you very much. Thanks for that. Thank you very much.
It's like that scene. There's a scene in one of the Jurassic Park movies, one of the later ones, where he's giving a lecture or something, and he's talking about his expertise in archaeology or whatever, right? And he goes, any questions? And they all put up their hand, and then he goes, is there any questions that aren't about Jurassic Park? And all the hands go
back down. I said, right, that's the end of that then.
So that's what you should do. Now, any questions, everybody? Yeah. Okay. Any questions that don't involve naked camera, the young offenders, stand-up comedy.
Anything that's to do with comedy. Yeah.
and see who's left.
Yeah, someone will stand up and go, remember that time you and Jim were doing on the bicycle together on the tandem going to Bray? Yeah,
Oh, man.
yeah, I know, that's it, isn't it?
Because
Yeah.
it's a way.
People are funny,
It's a
like-
good thing. It's a good thing. Like, and I mean this genuinely. It is a good thing. The fact that somebody like you can talk about the mental health space and all that, and the mental illness space and everything, right? In a way that isn't kind of that it doesn't. It's not. It's a terrible thing to say. It's off-putting, but like it can be. It can be a tough thing to talk about, right?
Oh, yeah, it
and
is,
you
yeah.
treat it
Yeah.
differently. The flip side of it is that as good as it is that you can deal with it in the right way,
Yeah.
is that there probably are people who are kind of who are big fans of PJ Gallagher who struggle to take it as seriously as maybe they should do.
That's the truth. That's the truth. Because people see me as not a serious person.
Do they?
Yes. I don't know why that is.
That's terrible.
Yes.
It's terrible. Man.
That's the truth.
Oh, yeah.
I'll never forget. Here's an example, right? It's not mental health related. But I remember I had terrible trouble with like a stalker on my phone, right?
Right.
And it was going on for months and months, right? And it was stressing me out, right? Phone ringing all hours of the day, constant, right? And then making noises and all when I answer the phone and everything, right? I said, I have to do something.
Dirty noises, no.
Well, this is it.
What?
This is it.
What's that dirty noise?
Well,
no?
Jim, this is it, right? This is where the story's going, right? So I had to go I went into Clontarf Garda station there, because I was living in Marino and that. I went to Clontarf Garda, I says, I got harassed. And the woman was, that's terrible. I was like, I harassed all the time. And they're ringing all hours of the night. She goes, that's outrageous, yeah. And how'd they get the number? I don't know. And they were like, and what are they saying? And I says, sometimes they ring and they just go like, I gotta pull the Mickey out of you. And they go, how's it going? And all, I'm a stupid man. Doing characters. And the guy started laughing. And she was like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I was there, it's okay. And then she goes, and so it's just like what they're doing voices. And I was, yeah, do you do my voice? I said, like, what? Like, and are they threatening you? I was like, sometimes they be going like, oh, you're don't go to crash into the car. She goes, oh,
She couldn't take it seriously.
I know. And I was like, I know it's.
But it's a crime.
I was like, yeah, but it's like that. She goes, I'll do it. Whew. And at the time, you had to write a letter to the phone provider to say, I give the guards permission to look at, and and I was writing a letter, and she couldn't wipe the smile off her face, and it's not her fault.
Yeah.
I don't blame her. I think she did an amazing job. She knocked it on the head immediately. She was
Right.
brilliant. They did it like they were brilliant.
Did she start looking over your shoulder to see was there camera around?
I'd say she was going, them pricks are after winding me up that I work with you. I'd say she was thinking that.
Oh,
yeah,
my
yeah.
God.
Yeah, and that's the people don't take it seriously. People never take it seriously. I told you before when I was buying petrol one day, diesel in the car, and a woman came up and goes, you're not very funny in real life. I said, I'm buying diesels. Because I wasn't walking around the forecourt telling jokes and hitting people with a newspaper.
Like you were supposed to show up like some clown, fucking putting the diesel into his clown car. The doors would fall off, and 6 corgis you'd run out juggling or something.
Yeah, that's what.
Not very entertaining.
What I see him. He was just down there buying a loaf of bread and putting diesel in the car.
Wearing jeans and all.
Yeah, like some kind of prick.
Do you know what that reminds
like,
me of, though? Remember, it's funny, and we talk about this a little bit, right? I swear. And that comedy thing, right? The comedy of being taken seriously when you've literally made a career, a very successful career out of comedy,
being not taken
and
seriously,
pranks and all that sort of stuff. And it's like the way you used to point out that your man, who's the president of Ukraine.
Yeah.
It's constantly referenced that he's a former comedian.
Every time that they never just go, and you know what, Zelensky, isn't it? They never say, and Zelensky who came to, like every time they say how he rose to power, they always go, Zelensky, who was a former comedian.
Yeah.
And they always say it like that.
Yeah, as in,
like,
that's mad, isn't it? Like, the shock of that. Like,
what was it?
Who would take anybody like that
Like a
seriously?
professional idiot, really. And you know, every time I heard it, I was like, "There's nothing wrong with being a comedian. It's actually quite a hard thing to do. It's a career path that takes a lot of.
I have to say,
work.
one of my favourite wind-ups of PJ is when, if we're talking about anybody in the movies or anything,
oh Jesus,
and I go about, you know, like how like somebody doing like proper acting, not like comedy acting, like proper acting.
Yeah. Or you be in interviews with journalists and they go, would you like to do any real acting? Real acting. What's that?
I love that. What do you mean? What do you mean real acting?
As opposed to acting the tick and doing funny faces and all. Yeah, and that's the thing, people just don't take you serious. But you're right. And like when my ma was sick in hospital and all, and like you'd going in and that's very bad, and just this and it's very bad, and it's very bad, and things were getting worse, and then you'd be leaving, and someone go, any chance of a pay either?
Oh my God!
Yeah,
that was going to be my next question. Was actually whether or not, as part of it, like, no matter when you go, like, no matter what the scenario is, somebody always thinks, sorry. Couldn't do us a quick selfie, could you? Or you wouldn't just say hello to me, ma.
Oh yeah, exactly. I was at a funeral once. I had to leave because I was standing there and a fella came up to me with a smile on his face. And starts going, I hope you're not going to act the bollocks here. I was like, of course I'm not going
to.
It's
a funeral, you too.
Yeah, as if I was going, here's a great one. No one would have thought of this.
Or heckling the priest or whatever.
Yeah, how you doing?
Yeah.
Imagine.
Do you want me to say a few words?
I'd like to say a few words for the deceased. They'd be like, who's that? Just a stranger. Harry used to love a fishing rod. Every so often. Yeah, I know, like as if you was, as if you ever was.
I'll tell you something though. Be careful. Just be careful. Even saying that on this podcast, right? There are like, it takes all sorts, right? Everybody has different tastes. There will be somebody out there listening, thinking, "Oh, do you know it'd be great for me dad's funeral? Oh man, we should ring him. Ring him on PJ Gallagher and ask him, will he come as Jake Stevens?
You're right.
To me dad's funeral, right?
Yeah, he'd love that.
Get him to say he'd love that.
He'd love that. Yeah, come on up. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, imagine. I'd like to thank the family for coming today and for bringing and putting on the gifts. Yeah, I know. Like there is people that would ask.
I mean, like even with things like funerals, people have very different tastes.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? Like, I mean, well, there's the famous one about the voice from the grave, and wasn't it?
That was
they planted the speaker.
That was a man who had he recorded his own voice when he knew he was dying and had it put in the coffin, and then when they were lowering the coffin, the voice was saying, "Let me out, I'm all right," which was dark but hilarious and everything.
Yeah, absolutely. But there was only like, I don't know, one or two of the family were in on it.
Yeah, but here's the thing: it was the man's idea.
Yeah.
Imagine someone dying and you're going, I have a great way to remember me dad.
Oh my God.
Well, make it a comedy show.
Yeah.
That's the thing. And the other thing,
it sounds like the kind of thing you do now when I croak it.
Oh yeah, I know, that'd be a great celebration. Like, we'll have that. I mean, I'll have it all planned. The speeches and all that.
Oh my God.
I'm still alive. I'm singing I'm still alive as the song.
I'm still standing and I will survive will be his two parts.
Pearl Jam. I'm still alive.
Wow.
Yeah, it would be great. I'm saying, and it'll be a headline in the paper. PJ Gallagher devastated at the death of his friend.
Yeah, I won't even get a mention. I'll be lucky if I get a mention. They'll be going, what you want to put in the gravestone? Just put, here lies close friend of PJ Gallagher.
Yeah.
PJ devastated.
Eternally devastated.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Remembered by his family, friends and PJ. Yeah.
After all of that now, I'm glad you got lashed on driving home. By the way, just in case, right, anybody listening to the podcast didn't happen to listen to the radio show, first of all, how fucking dare you? How dare you not listen to the radio show? But anyway, just in case you missed out on it, right, he was driving back from Dundalk, but he'd gone to Drogheda.
I went to the wrong venue. I went to the wrong venue. I didn't realise.
He went to Dundalk, but he drove home from... he went to Drogheda, but he drove home from Dundalk.
Yeah. What an idiot. Yeah. That was... oh, God, only me could do that. And only me, I walked in and another woman who worked in the Drogheda library had to fix the problem, who wasn't working for the event at all. But that's... And
you know something? It actually goes to show that you have to be careful, because I do remember you giving proper slagging to another comedian who went to a venue.
She was supposed to go to the Black Box in Belfast.
Yeah.
And she drove to the Black Box in Galway.
Yeah.
Which was, like, technically, according to your politics, a different country, sitting in, and rang them, and they didn't know what to do because she couldn't get there in time.
Yeah.
So instead of a stand-up comedy person, they put a harpist on.
Yeah.
The local
harpist. Let's face it, if you're thinking, well, what would people who normally come along and laugh their tits off at a comedian, what would they love? Bit of harp music, I find.
Well, who's here? Who do we know that can do anything? Instead of just cancelling the show, which would have been a completely normal thing to do.
Yeah. I will grant you, okay, that is, like, again...
That's the Nordies. Whatever happens, don't give them the money back.
But you rocked up too, and you were completely none the wiser.
Oh, no,
it was
fucking
literally a woman who happened to be just working there.
Yeah, and she goes,
said, "No, I know where you're meant to be."
She said, literally, you're on in Dundalk, PJ. That's what she said. You're on Dundalk. I was like, oh my God. And she says, don't worry, I'll ring them. That's what she said. And I had to go and do that way. Oh, that's the thing. And then I give out that people don't see me as a serious person. You know, then I'm like, I'm a serious person.
Yeah, and that was...
There's no living example that you're a serious person.
That was actually to do a kind of a...
That was a
proper mental health talk.
Yeah, and there's the other one. When people do take me serious, sometimes that doesn't go well either. This is well over a year ago. I was getting my prescription in the pharmacy out in Marino, and I was waiting on it. And a fella comes in and goes, "Getting your meds, are you?" I said, "I am." "For the head?" And I'm like, I am. He goes, "Fair play, you know, now. You're the place full of L1s and everything, buying their rheumatism ointments and all." And he's there, "Fair play to you with your mental health thing. I suffered myself there for ages." I was like, "Thanks for sharing." Yeah. Wow. Suicidal there, just like yourself. I was like, "Thank you."
Oh my, this is an... Oh.
Yeah, and you know what? And they're like, "Thank you." But you know, there's a volume of these things.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. "So what are you on now anyway?" I was like, "Oh God." So I'm on a few things.
What are you on now?
What are you on now, yeah? I'm on a few things. I'm on the Valdoxan there and the Limerick till you go, "Oh, yeah, I'm on there. What's our milligrams?" I was like, "Oh my God, yeah."
What are you serious?
Yeah, and I'm like, "Oh," and you just... I was like... And then, you know what I mean? You start
like you were at some sort of motorbike meet. "What are you driving at the moment?" "Oh, I'm on this run."
Exactly like
blah,
that.
blah, blah, blah.
What milligrams?
Have you got what tires have you got on that?
And he goes, "Yeah, I find them very good. Do you find them very good?" I was like, I do find them very good.
I'm here, am I?
Yeah. I forgot my toothbrush. I was... You know the way you be waiting sometimes to buy a toothbrush or deodorant and you think, "I'll take this moment." That's all I remember from that. He rattled me so much I forgot my fucking toothbrush.
GloryDaze. The best of Morning Glory with PJ and Jim on Radio Nova.
With InsureMyVan.ie, the van insurance specialists. See how much you can save at InsureMyVan.ie.
Joseph's been on. He's out having his morning walk. However, he's in Lanzarote.
Yeah, oh, lucky fella.
Costa Teguise in Lanzarote. He's strolling around at the moment.
Been lucky enough to have been there many years ago. It's such a gorgeous place,
I have myself, it is. It's a cracking spot. Joseph, fair play to you. And do you know something, Joseph? I bet you're not struggling with seagulls trying to rob your chips.
No.
When you're strolling around Costa Teguise in Lanzarote.
What is it?
You get seagulls in Lanzarote.
No, but this is it. You do. But why is it the seagulls are so much better behaved over there? They're raised better.
More laid back aspect of life, I suppose.
Their parents obviously are a better example than the seagulls over here. I don't know what it is. But there's been a new study, by the way, that tells us how to get rid of seagulls once and for all, what we can do. Because seagulls, of course, they're a menace in a lot of places.
And by the way, bear in mind, this is a man speaking to you now in PJ Gallagher who has had first-hand experience of what he referred to as seagull hen parties.
I hate it.
Waking him up and everything when he was in Dunleary.
When I lived in Dunleary, it sounded like a hen party. Loads of them. Exactly. Right behind the house all the time.
So you know firsthand
the torment of a seagull.
Of a persistent seagull.
I've also went to that place, Bread 41 a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, great spot.
And I got a collection of pastries.
Of course you did, because that's very you.
Yes, I did. And I went to the playground with the kids.
Oh, right. I was just going to say, did you have anybody with you to share them with?
No. Not that I would be sharing. No, I didn't.
But anyway.
I got a collection of pastries and I went to the playground with the kids. And I put down the box to put your man into the swing. And a seagull took... Do you know how much they are? That box of pastries cost me about 20 quid. And your man came down and I saw the anger.
Yeah, you can see now, this is why he has vested interest in this particular story. But the only thing I will say is, and it's not a spoiler alert, right? But when PJ reveals what the techniques are, and the fact that, and there is proper science behind this, by the way.
The University of Exeter scientists went out.
Just, anyway, proceed.
So, shouting at them is apparently what you do. Let a roar at them. So the researchers realised that they put chips on the ground. Now, this is research from the University of Exeter. They put chips on the ground.
Peer reviewed.
And they put down a speaker next to the chips. So if a seagull came down and your man goes, "Get away from them chips, I'm buying!" The seagull was more likely to leave.
All right.
Than when the seagull came down and went to the chips, if they went, "Those are my chips," please don't eat them, right? So apparently, screaming at him had more of an effect, says the scientists from the University of Exeter,
than reasoning
with them.
Right, because that is your go-to, isn't it? You normally think, well, I'll just reason with a seagull, won't I?
Yes, yeah. Like those modern parents, you just get down to their level and say, now, do you have to understand, they're not your chaps, right? So, and just to make sure that it wasn't one thing or the other, they also played the sound of a robin singing to some of the seagulls as well, to see if that would have any effect. Funny enough, 100% of the seagulls were not upset by that. They weren't. So
you're saying a seagull, which can look like a sort of medium-sized dog. Some of them can be so big, that it wasn't put off by the
sound of a robin.
The
singing.
sound of a robin, which it would probably stand on.
Yeah. 70% of the seagulls were not in any way upset by the sound of an English voice in Torquay saying, please don't eat those, they're my chips.
Yeah. Sorry, Mr. Seagull, I think you've made a mistake.
Yeah. I think you'll find your pastries are over there.
So a university put that, and that was the only, and so they wouldn't kind of go, well, look, is it better to shout at them, or should we play the sound of, I don't know, like a predatory bird, like a bird that would attack other birds or something?
Like an eagle? No. No. They actually even have a sentence for it. So you put down your chips, and if they come near you, the sentence you're supposed to use is, stay away from that, that's my food. And if you say that loud enough and close enough, they'll fly away and are actually less likely to come back.
Right.
Than if you try and talk to them or reason with them.
And so, there you go. Are they trying to imply that the words you use in your shout are also significant?
Yes.
So they're basically, as though the seagull's going off and going, oh no, he was serious. Do you hear what he said? That's saying to me.
Well, yeah.
I tell you, I'm not going back there now.
Well, let me narrow it down for you, Jim. They are indeed, because they shouted at 61 seagulls. As you can see, it's a very conclusive study. And when they shouted at some of them, they shouted, hey you, get over, or whatever. Or they shouted, get away, you, I'll snap you like a chicken, whatever. But the one where they shouted, stay away from that, that's my food,
was proven to be,
oh my God, I'm getting upset.
And they know
that was proven to be the one that didn't come back. Yeah.
Okay, right.
So there you go, conclusive.
And they know that it was shouted at the same seagull.
Oh yeah.
Or seagulls.
Yes, they do. Yeah. Well, he was the only one in the North Face jacket on a scooter.
GloryDaze. It's the very best of Morning Glory with PJ and Jim on Radio Nova.
I'll tell you something, right? Do you know what and PJ said this earlier on at just before the 6:30 headlines, and it sounded like it was a joke, but I tell you something, maybe there's a bit of sense in it. He was saying the best thing you could be today is in the nude.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's the truth. Yeah.
Now, we, of course, came off the back of the Dicky Dip on Saturday. Near 500 men in the nude walking into the sea to support the Matter Foundation and men's cancer research and support and all the stuff. And it turns out that it's not that big a deal if you're not Irish.
It's not really. In fact, if you're Danish, you're way ahead of us. The international capital of being in the nip in the world is Denmark. It was that 54% of Danish people have been publicly in the nip at one stage over the last 12 months, which puts the Germans at 45%. A horrendous second best.
And what percentage of Danish?
54. So over half of Danish people have been publicly in the nip. Yeah.
Hang on a second then. So when you say publicly in the nip, right?
Yeah.
That makes it sound like they got on the bus in it or whatever. Like, honestly, what's the context?
It's not far off it in some parts. Yeah. It seems that it's just a much more healthy attitude. Or is it? I don't know. Maybe I don't know what you call it. I want to be careful where I put this now.
Which is an interesting phrase to use in the context.
Please don't get on the bus in the nip and say Radio Nova told you to
Certainly
do it.
Not.
But like obviously it's okay in some public swimming pools. They were allowed to swim completely in the nip over there.
Yeah. So you need permission. So they obviously their government or whatever must be a bit more lax about those.
I don't know, because it says completely naked in a public park, 7%. And then it says at 12% completely naked at a dedicated nudist setting, which sort of implies that 7% were breaking the law or just running around in the nip.
Right.
When they're not supposed to.
I mean,
on
a day like today, as you pointed out earlier on, what's the point of getting all your clothes wet? It'd be easier to just dry yourself.
Travel in the nip, yeah.
If when you arrived into work, you just dried yourself off.
Yeah, just put on your backpack and your sandals. Wander into work.
Exactly. Sandals on in case you stand on. You don't want to stand on anything.
Yeah, maybe
Just
a
me.
hat.
But
And that'd be it. Yeah, get into work.
What's the point in getting all your clothes wet?
Exactly, yeah. I know, I nearly said if you had the cojones for it. But that's the problem, isn't it?
Would be.
And also, the problem with being in the nip is, there's always someone who just likes being in the nip too much, isn't there? Having been in the nip with 500 people on the weekend, it was great. We had a great time. The solidarity, the brotherhood, the coming together
bear
for a
it
cause.
for your brothers.
Bearing it for your brothers.
The
The flags, the chants, the singing, the whole lot. And then it's over an hour and there's still someone standing there wearing nothing but sunglasses.
Yeah.
And you're like, it's time to go.
You know, there's like an official, when everybody's in the sea and therefore nothing can be seen, there's an official photograph.
Yes.
But my God,
there's always one guy
the
standing.
amount of unofficial photographs where lads are, actively kind of, starfish.
Doing their stretches.
Yeah. Taking photographs.
And the pictures when there's loads of lads and they're getting a picture and the water's up to their waist, but there's one fella and the water's up to his knees. And you're like, come on now.
Yeah, exactly.
Take 5 steps backwards.
Come on, we have to be, this photograph has to be able to be published.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, look,
some people are very comfortable in the nip. I'm not. I don't even I prefer to have a t-shirt on or a pair of socks on, even when I'm at home.
Oh, do you?
Oh, I don't like, even at home, I don't like being
What's
in the
the thinking there now, in case somebody calls to the door?
I just feel very vulnerable.
Do you?
Yes, there has to be something on all the time.
Really?
Yes, even
if it's only your socks?
Even if it's only a sock, yeah. There has to be something on.
Right.
Yeah. If the t-shirt has to come off for some reason, then the jocks have to go on. And then if the jocks have to come off, a t-shirt has to go on. There has to be a lining up or something. There has to be a half.
Well, look, it is a time and a place. You know, obviously. I mean, the thing about the public aspect of it is, there's kids and there's, all that sort of stuff. You have to be
nobody wants
conscious
to see
of.
it.
Exactly, yeah. It's just when you say in public, you wonder what's the context where you could be in public if it isn't an organised event? That's the part that's kind of curious. And those 7% who are in a public park, what were you doing?
Well, you're running away from something.
Yeah.
That's the only circumstance I think that's okay.
Yeah.
But sure, what would you have been doing in the nip in the first place that you'd have to run away? There's a question now.
Yeah. And that was probably illegal too.
What? Not probably. It was definitely illegal. I'd love to know your story. If you've ever ran away in the nip in a public place, will you text in and let us know what happened?
Glory Days. The best of Morning Glory with PJ and Jim on Radio Nova.
With InsureMyVan.ie, the van insurance specialists. See how much you can save at
InsureMyVan.ie. We think we've discovered, or at least we've done some research into, what could potentially make us as a nation, what could make Ireland as a nation one of the happiest, if not the happiest in the world.
Yes, look at this. Luxembourg has been named the #1 place in the world for quality of life and happiness, right?
Yeah.
So that's pretty incredible, right? Now, why is that incredible? Because just 3 years ago, they were only 13th place, right? So they've made quite the jump. A tiny European nation. There's only 672,000 of them. They've beaten the traditional winners, which is always Denmark, Switzerland, Finland, up that end of the things.
Yeah.
Whatever, them real boring countries up there. And they are now #1 in the Quality of Life Index. And they've done it for a couple of years in a row. So this is the mid-year survey. So it makes you think, okay, what are they doing? They're a micro nation. We're, I suppose, a small nation, not as small as them. I suppose there's as many people in Cork as there is in Luxembourg. And look how much happier Luxembourg is than Cork. Although not as proud.
No.
So it makes you wonder.
They don't tend to tell you they're from Luxembourg quite as much. But that's not the point. That's not where we're going with this.
And they don't compare everything to Luxembourg. We have an opera house and everything in Luxembourg.
As you know, PJ Gallagher being as he likes to say himself, a guru.
Yes.
I say
guru.
And you say a guru, right?
I'm a guru, yeah.
So as you know, there's all these phrases like, success leaves clues and all that sort of stuff. So we thought, well, what could we emulate from the tiny nation of Luxembourg that could, propel Ireland into the high levels of happiness and quality of life?
Exactly. What can we do? And I've looked at the Luxembourgers and what they're into. And
is that what they're called, by the way?
Luxembourgers.
Are they Luxembourgers?
They are Luxembourgers, yeah.
Oh, my God.
I mean, when your nationality sounds like luxury
Having
burger,
had a sausage roll, I'd love a Luxembourger.
I'd love it,
Luxembourger just makes sound like a gourmet, like a luxury burger.
Oh, it does, doesn't it? Yeah. Which they don't eat over there because apparently the national dish of Luxembourg is pork and beans. So the same thing that Ed Gein used to eat after he killed people.
That's true. I only watched that. That's right. He lived on pork and beans out of a can.
So there you go. How do you get happy? Live like a serial killer without the murder.
Is that really their national dish?
Pork and beans, yeah. It's called Judd Mat Gardenboonen, a savoury dish of smoked pork with broad beans in a creamy sauce. And they love that.
Right.
Yeah.
High protein.
They also have the highest minimum wage in the world.
Ah.
And half their workforce comes from outside Luxembourg because it's so small. People can't be living there and all that. So that's the thing. And their public transport is free. Now, you might say to some people...
Like it is here with the Lewis and all.
You took the proverbial leap card right out of my mouth. So you did. And that is the thing, because you know the way some people just don't pay on public transport here. So if you ask them to say, sure, it's free here if you don't say anything, and you just get off when the inspector gets on.
Yeah.
But it's officially free over there. That's what, that's just the way it goes. They've won.
That would make a huge difference. If you could choose, if there was a constant option to hop on and hop off things.
Ah, you would, definitely, yeah. And they also are happy to settle. Here's something I like about Luxembourg. They've won one Olympic medal ever in their history. They couldn't be bothered with another.
What was that in out of curiosity? Does it say?
It was 1,500 metres in 1952. Yeah. What? Josie Bartel.
And it was a winning medal. Was it gold?
Gold. It was one gold medal ever. And then their country's motto is, we want to remain what we are. So basically, we don't want to change that. That's the motto of the country. We don't want to change that.
Are you serious? Is that genuinely?
I swear to God.
The motto of Luxembourg is?
It is Mir vele blue what mir sin. We want to remain what we are. We don't change anything. I also looked up their national anthem. And it kind of says like, I don't know what Azelte is, but where Azelte slowly flows, the Sour plays wild pranks. I guess they're the rivers, right? Where fragrant vineyards amply grow on the Mosella's banks, there lies a land for which we would dare everything down here. I love the way they say down here. Our own native land, and it's in our hearts. And then it goes, in our shady woodland of trees, guarded still by peace without splendour or pageantries. See, they're not into a shot. They don't want to make a big deal of anything. With warmth and love she laughs. Her folks, with glee they be saying to themselves, and they aren't void of dreams, how homely 'tis to live here, how great it is to be at home. That's it. They're very simple people. They're very simple people.
So the secret is, don't have big ambitions. Don't be settle for what you've got. Don't want pageantry and extravagance.
Don't be making a big deal.
Be happy enough to be at home in your house and all, and just stay there and don't be annoying people.
Once again, why is Luxembourg so happy? Because they've given up on their dreams.
GloryDaze. It's the very best of Morning Glory with PJ and Jim on Radio Nova.
Now, you know the expression, too much of a good thing. That idea that you can have too much of something. You can be too whatever. But this one I'm struggling to believe.
Well, Jim, you're obviously not suffering from the beauty backfire effect, which is a new phenomenon that we have noticed and has been noticed by professionals on, social media platforms such as Instagram in particular. So, if you're struggling, so maybe you're just gorgeous, maybe you're just dynamite, maybe you can feel the absolute positive attraction of other humans towards you as you walk down the street. But then you look at your social media and you go, why am I not getting the likes I deserve? Me being such a dynamite-bodied, incredible human of epic proportions.
Yeah.
And researchers in Dayton have said that apparently you can be too gorgeous and intimidate. And not only can you intimidate, but you feel if you're so gorgeous, you feel like you're actually an otherworldly thing. So a lot of AI accounts with influencers and fit people, they're not even real people, but they were set up to make them look like they were real people.
Yeah.
And they were so gorgeous, so perfect, that they weren't getting the likes, they weren't getting the followers. There's nothing relatable there anymore. So you become unrelatably beautiful is what happens.
Oh my God.
I mean, I know what it's like.
I don't have much of a social media following.
No, because
I would love to believe that the reason was that I was just too gorgeous. But I think that's going to be stretching it a little bit.
Somebody might have looked at your shower photograph and says, look at the beautiful back four on that film. My God.
What, you mean that maybe they got a glimpse of my calves and thought,
your calves.
I can't compete with that.
In fact, he was complimented on his calves, and I have to say, having seen him running in the nip towards the sea the other day with his calves out, I did have a sneaky look at where his feet joins the legs, and I did think there's something going on there. He's not wrong. He's not wrong.
Incredible.
He's not wrong.
I mean, because in fairness, there was that thing. Now, namely, to be fair, from women, from ladies, whatever, it was the idea that it was possible for somebody to be so attractive that they wouldn't get, like in the old days when actually people spoke to each other in, social settings.
Yes.
Where they wouldn't necessarily be asked out or asked to.
No, because people
I
presume.
say asked to dance. That's going back to the.
Yeah.
Go back to the. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
I asked a woman to dance on the bus the other day, and she looked at me like I was a lunatic.
Because lads would think, oh, she's well out of my league. She's going to say no.
She'll always
so
say
it's
no.
the fear of rejection.
Yeah.
But now we're saying across all sexes and the whole thing.
And across social, digital
and
platforms.
social media.
It's social media. The beauty backfire effect.
Is it
You're
jealousy?
too gorgeous. No, I don't know if it's jealousy. It seems to be a relatability thing. It's like that person's so gorgeous, we literally wouldn't even do the same things in our life.
Right.
You know? Like, we would have nothing in common. That person is so gorgeous that we have no commonality, even as people, at all.
So we wouldn't get on. So there's no point. We're not. Our lives will never kind of interact.
Somebody
or
would
whatever.
look at you walking down the street and saying, "Oh my God, look at him! He's just like a. Oh my God, I could eat him. He's like a biscuit walking around the place. He's so delicious. I'd lick him like an ice cream, given a half chance. But what would I ask him to do? Because he's such a gorgeous person, he'd never be into the things I'd do. I'd like to ask him to go and have a sandwich, but he's going to say sandwich.
Don't be ridiculous.
If he was beautiful as me,
you think I look like this by eating sandwiches?
I don't eat sandwiches.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, I make smoothies with gold flake, and you know whatever it is, they feel like it's
so
just
it's possible
gonna be
to be too beautiful. Eh?
Gold is heavy, isn't that the old saying? You say
is.
even gold is heavy. You can't. There is no easy way. There is no perfect way.
It'd be very hard. I was going to say I'd ask the nomination, but it'd be very hard to believe somebody who texts in to say, look, you may jest, lads, but when you're as gorgeous as me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
it'd
be hard to take somebody like that quite seriously.
I will say, I wouldn't take you seriously. Find it. I'd be there going, is it very hard being you? Is it? Is it very hard being as gorgeous a knockout that you are? Try being a fella like me now. I'm fitting into trousers I had 6 years ago. And I'm struggling there. I have the belt closed and the button open. One of my ears is halfway around the back of my head. My glasses won't sit straight because even my nose isn't crooked or isn't straight. Is it really hard being you?
Yeah. Talk about the ultimate in first world problems.
Yeah.
Just mean,
I know. Is it really hard being you now? Come on.
And there's no two ways about it. The beautiful people, such as they are, they do. It does open doors for you. They get opportunities to try for things that us mere mortals just don't get a chance to try for.
Yeah. And then what are you going to do? Like, what's your comeback?
By the way, that has basically been the basis upon which I've decided I haven't become the success I deserve to be. I just never got the breaks that the beautiful people get.
No, you're right. And then what's your comeback? You're not beautiful people. You're like, oh yeah, yes. It's they'd be like, what? Jim McKay takes off his shirt and he hears the sound of Velcro. The hair has to go somewhere.
You've been listening to Glory Days, the best of Radio Nova's Morning Glory with PJ and Jim. Catch the show live weekdays 6 to 10 on FM, online at nova.ie, or on the Nova app.